Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today we are back to take a look at the Nvidia Geforce Experience App, what it does, how to use it, and how to also use the Shadowplay features, which is a built-in recorder that ties directly into your Nvidia graphics card. So, long story short, the Geforce Experience is a companion app that goes along with your Nvidia drivers to give you some added utility. Underneath of this home section here, you see all of the games and apps that are currently installed on your system that you can then optimize. And you have the option when hovering over all of these to launch them directly or to click on details in order to get some more information and to potentially optimize them. The optimization settings in this app are okay. I would definitely not call them state-of-the-art. They're basically just saying, like, based upon the level of hardware, we know these settings will lag you, so we'll disable them, and that's about it. You can also optimize them for both performance and for looking really pretty, that sort of thing. So if we like go to Far Harbor here, and then we click on optimize, we have some optimization settings here. If we click on, so first it'll just optimize it generically to use your optimal settings to look both good and run well. But if we click on this gear here, you can optimize it for performance by dragging it all the way over here, or you can optimize it for quality by dragging it over towards the quality. And based upon where you drag it in this little chart, it'll change the settings down here, and you can click on each one of these when you go inside of this to change it. Actually, no, it doesn't even let you do that anymore. It wants you to fully go into the game to change the rest of these settings. But I'm actually going to just revert these to what I had because I'm pretty good at optimizing games when I'm actually playing them. I mean, it works decently. I just, personally, I prefer to use my own settings. The second tab is drivers. This is where it'll tell you, if you click on, check for the latest driver, it'll tell you if you need to update your drivers at any point, and if you let it, it'll go ahead in the background and say, hey, you got a driver update available, perhaps you should consider downloading that. So if you do see that you have a driver update that needs to be downloaded or installed, there'll be a big green button here where my cursor is. So beyond that, you got this little bell tab here that'll tell you if you have any in-app notifications, that'll tell you if you got like a driver that needs to be updated, or if something else is going on. You've got your in-game overlay, which we'll go over in a second. That's Nvidia Shadowplay. You've got your settings, which covers general purpose settings. It tells you what your computer specs are right now. Like, I've got a GTX 1070, I've got the i7 6700 CPU, 32 gigs of RAM, and a nice monitor. And then it'll tell you, are you optimized and ready for gameplay, game streaming to your Nvidia Shield tablet if you're one of the like 10 people that bought one of those. If you're prepared and optimized for in-game streaming, because not all of Nvidia's graphics cards just before the 10 series came out were able to use Shadowplay. You had to have like GTX 6 or 860M or newer to actually use this. Actually, no, 850M. Because otherwise you didn't have enough power. You can use Freestyle, Ansel, Virtual Reality, all that stuff is ready to rock. You can enable and disable desktop notifications here. You can tell it if you want to automatically download drivers when they become available. I can actually enable this now because I've got good internet these days. And then it talks about your account when you joined, games and apps that you can scan for, your Shield tablet, all that good stuff. But what you really want here is to enable the in-game overlay. You have to toggle on this setting right here if it's available. If this is grayed out or completely missing, then you won't be able to do pretty much anything with it. So to access the overlay, you can click on this button, or if you're in-game, I believe you can hit Control-Z or Alt-Z. We'll go ahead and click on this button. And here you can see this is the Geforce Experience overlay. This allows you to do instant replay where it's constantly recording in the background and throwing away the footage when it's done. So if you get like a cool moment and you want to share that like clip of like 20 seconds with your friends, you can hit a hotkey and it'll just save that down as a quick little MP4 video. Then you can just upload that wherever. It takes screenshots, it does photo mode stuff, it does like game filters where you can draw over top of stuff. It's actually pretty cool. It also has like a performance tab feature where it'll tell you what your GPU is doing right now and how it's performing and if it's exploding or anything. And then let me open that back up again. You've got your gallery of everything that you've taken for screenshots or recorded. You can set up your microphone to be push to talk only. If you're in a house with a lot of background noise and you don't have a very good microphone that like picks up everything, you might want to do push to talk. Otherwise you can do always on, or you can do off. Not everybody wants to constantly record their audio. And then your settings, if you click on settings, you can actually set up your audio mix. System sound is like your background sounds from your game. Do you want that like, you know, at 40% and you want your microphone at 80, you can do that. And then if you want to, you can set up boost if it's available for your microphone and pop that up. And then down here at the bottom, this is actually a really important update for this software. You can mix all the audio into one track, which means you can't edit your microphone audio, or you can separate your microphone audio and your game audio, which is amazing. Before, they never let you do that, which I recommend doing that so you can edit your audio with like a filter later. So down, you've also got the ability to turn on or off your webcam. Does it let you select your webcam anymore though? It never really did before, so it just kind of defaults to whatever your default webcam is when it wants to use it. And so inside of your settings here, you've got a bunch of different stuff, like you can connect to your various different accounts for streaming. You can do your HUD layout where you put the position of your camera. You can, you know, see it changes in this little preview window over here. And you can set up your camera. You can set up the status to indicate if you're streaming or recording. You can see the performance, which will be important because if you're got like a slightly crappier GPU that's a little out of date and you're playing the latest game and you're trying to record at the same time as you play or try to stream at the same time as you play, it might cause the game to lag or for the stream to lag, so it's good to be able to see if that's happening. You can also go down here and see like the number of viewers currently in your stream, and then the comments, I'm pretty sure that's like your live chat. I have no idea how well that works though. So if we go back, you've also got keyboard shortcuts. You can see what they are and you can click to adjust them by just like clicking on this one and clicking whatever you want for a keyboard shortcut. For recordings, you can say where they go. That stuff is fine because I don't use this that often. You can set your audio settings here like I did before. You can go to your broadcast live settings. Yeah, I mean, I would just go with these presets, low, medium, or high, depending on how good your internet is. And you can even load in custom overlays now by clicking on these different buttons, which is cool. Doesn't really let you use interactive overlays, so if you need that, you probably want to stick with Stream Command. And then we've got highlights. This is where you keep your highlights. That's like the little clips, and you can see like maximum disk space used to record those in the background. And then you've got photo mode, game filter stuff, if you want to enable that. You've got notifications. Which ones of these do you want to turn on or off? And you've got privacy controls. Desktop capture lets you capture the entire desktop when using instant replay. If you're concerned someone's going to see like weird stuff you've got on your desktop, turn this off. And when you tab out to your desktop, it'll stop recording it and it'll just record black screen. Performance monitoring. How many latency samples do you want? The higher the number, the faster it'll refresh and tell you what's going on. That's all pretty straightforward. I think what we want to do though is probably record, right? So let's double check our recording stuff. It looks like it just records whatever you have for your current quality. It doesn't try to skimp anymore, which is nice. What does this game filter do? Well, first, let's check on what my key bindings are to bring up the overlay. just to make sure I'm not gonna derp this out. Alt-Z, so I was right. So let's go ahead and close and minimize this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a test recording, shall we? So let's hit Alt-Z, and then let's look at the settings first. Looks like you can still modify your settings. So this is the instant replay length. So you can set the instant replay to 15 seconds or 20 minutes if you want. 5 minutes is probably most I'd want for a replay, right? And then for quality, I like 30 to 35 megabits per second. More than that's kind of overkill. I want my full resolution, full 60 FPS sounds good. And then I'll click this, and then Alt F9 appears to be the default button for that, but we'll just run around and we'll attack some stuff. Swing swords. Try to remember how to play this game since I haven't touched this in like forever since it came out. Yeah, you can attack stuff. You can swap to characters. Let's just see how the frame rate does when I like shoot different particle effects off. Yeah, I mean, it looks good so far. It's not affecting my performance, which is the big key deal. The real question is, I'm recording while recording a recorder. When you get that meta, sometimes things break and look funny when on the finished video, so we'll just have to wait and see. So if I hit Alt-Z again, we can pop into the gallery, and we can go, oh, there you go. So all items. It's like I actually have some ones from an even older test. So let's try out this one. How do I watch this? I guess I have to open the file location. So here we go. Now we've got our recordings. I'm just gonna mute it so we don't hear an echo of my voice, but it sounds like the audio is all there. And yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's a little stuttery because I'm recording with OBS at the same time as recording. And I use the same codec that I use for Shadowplay in that. But outside of that slight kind of hiccup, which I can tell is probably because of the second recorder, this is actually pretty smooth. And it's nice vibrant color and everything, so yeah, that doesn't look half bad. So it's a nice recorder. It doesn't really replace the more full-fledged ones, in my opinion, because there's a lot of other recorders out there. But for the purposes of like, you just want to kind of record to dick around with your friends and just to have some fun, and you don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of like advanced settings for streaming or recording, compressing your audio, you know, messing with bit rates and all that, this is a really nice system. It lets you record stuff really quick and easily. If you have Nvidia, it's free, and it like ties right into stuff you've already used, so why not? So that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. This has been a look at Geforce Experience and Nvidia Shadowplay. Hope this helps you to set up and have fun with this software. And until next time, I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, let me know in the video comment section below. And if you want to have a chat offline without using the video comment section, I actually have a Discord server that you can find a link to in the video description. So you can pop in and ask your questions to me directly and play different Discord bot games that we've got. I'm setting up pretty soon, including like a Pokemon one. So yeah, come stop on by. It'll be fun. So that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.